All right, chat. 2K Wave League March Madness 2 promo is here. Today is the reveal. As you can see, well, that wasn't a Capri Sun anyway, as Honest Kids. As you can see, these are all the cards here on the screen currently. We've got the 5 cards up top. School cards. Kansas, Florida, Michigan, USC, Villanova. Right below that, we've got our coach cards. Coach Gino Ariema, I want to say. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but we call him Coach Gino anyway. Coach Jim Calhoun, Coach Don Staley, Coach Kim Mulkey, Coach Roy Williams, and probably one of the greatest college basketball coaches ever, John Wooden. If you don't know who that is, then you might have to do a little Googling. There's a little bit of Googling. Then we got all the player cards. So going from left to right, we got Steven Smith, Arizona State. Right next to that, we got the GOAT, South Carolina, Jimmy Conway. South Carolina, Asia Wilson. Then we got from Duke, one of the most hated college players, Christian Laettner. Then we got Kentucky's own John Wall. Then we got Simone Augustus. Oh, got you, Lauren. Lauren, you know something. You tapped in. We got Simone Augustus. Then right next to that, we got Juju Watkins herself coming out of USC. Quick side note though, a lot of y'all probably ain't even know who the fuck that Simone Augustus was. She was a dog at LSU for sure. Then right after Juju, we got Tyler Hansbrough, straight out of North Carolina. Villanova, we got them Nova boys. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges. Also, another fun fact, Dante DiVincenzo also played on that same team. Right next to that, we got UConn, Kemba Walker, Paul Pierce the Truth out of Kansas, Stewie. She won 4 times straight, bro. She won 4 times straight. She won 4 titles straight at UConn. Wow. Then to the far right, we got out of Michigan, Glenn Rice. The real 4 for 4. Then at the bottom level, we've got in the middle, dynamic duo of Al Horford and Joakim Noah. Corey Brewer also played for that team. To the left, we've got a couple other cards that we're going to go over. To the right, we've got a couple other cards we're going to go over as well. Surprised I duplicated Michigan? What do you mean? We didn't have a Michigan school card last year. It was the Fab 5 card that allows you to force your opponent to use all the timeouts, but it wasn't an alumni card. Thank you. Sorry, Lauren, I'm recording right now, so I didn't want to. But Lauren with the tier 1 gifted over the big buck. Appreciate that. Please get some waves in the chat for Lauren gifting the sub over the big buck. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. This is being recorded, so for those that miss it, you can either watch the VOD or this probably is going to be a pretty long video. So I'll try to put this on YouTube as well. Let's get into it. Come on. All right, so the first 5 cards we have here, starting to the far left. It's going to be the cap and gown card. Now, this card is going to be similar to the previous card we used to have called the alma mater. So any players on your team who attended the same college, they get +2 overall and 15 badge upgrades each. Now, you need a minimum of 2 players that went to that school. So, for example, You got 2 players that went to Cincinnati on the team. They both will get +2 to their overall and 15 badge upgrades. 15 badge upgrades, chat. So that's that card. Then to the right of that one is going to be, I believe this is the bracket card. So just as we did last year, this is just the bracket card. So this is pretty much just for when the March Madness tournament starts. Everybody in the league is going to go ahead and craft one of these cards. It'll be cheap. So you just craft the card and you fill out your bracket for like the IRL March Madness tournament. So like this is going to be like basically like our bracket challenge pretty much. So there's that. That's a simple one. Now to the right of that, we've got the 2K Wave League scholarship card. So this is only for players under 20. Also, chat, I have both of my screens occupied right now, but I have the chat up on my phone. So if you have a question, you don't have to wait till a certain time section of the stream or anything. Just toss it in the chat and I will address it. But this is only for players under 20. They get 20 badge upgrades, 20 addies, a fixed stat jumper, and 15 CPU tendency changes. Tendos is what we call them, tendos. But it's all for that one player. So like you can't spread it out. So if you have a player that's under 20, they get all this stuff. There's that. Up to the right of that one is going to be the transfer portal card. So this card, you can sign any free agent that is an alum of a school of at least 2 players on your team. Once they join, they get +5 to their overall. So to kind of break that down again, let's say you got those 2 players on your team that went to Cincinnati, right? And you see somebody in free agency that went to Cincinnati. You can sign them. You can add them directly to your team and they'll get +5 to their overall, chat. +5 to their overall. Now, the card that Lauren was waiting for. Jimmy Conway. Does anybody know? Well, she kind of put it in the chat, but did anybody know what she was talking about before she said it? Like, has anybody seen this movie, the movie that this character is in? Does anybody know who this is and what movie is this from? Yeah, it's Casino. It's Casino. You had it right, Lauren. Oh shit. Yeah, damn. We all tweaked. This definitely Casino. So Jimmy Conway was Goodfellas. So what was his name in Casino? This is definitely Casino. I could tell you that for sure. But I didn't remember his character's name. But anyway, if you see Casino, Sam, okay, got you. So when you play this card, at the beginning of the stream before the game starts. If any of the games are decided by 1 point, you get 100 physical addies. So if the game ends 98-99, no matter who wins, you get 100 physical addies. If it goes to overtime, you'll get 100 badge upgrades. Now, this is per game. So if you play it at the beginning of the stream, you have 3 chances for this to take place. So let's just say by some crazy way, all 3 games are decided by 1 point. That's 300 physical addies that you get. 300 physical addies that you get. If they all 3 went to overtime, then that's 300 badge upgrades you get. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I feel like we doing good right now. We moving and grooving. Do we have any questions about any of these cards before we move to the next slide? All right, I'm moving forward. All right, the school cards, we pretty much know what these do. So when you play one of these cards, you get to choose an alum from this school. Must not be an active player in the 2K Wave League. And you can add this player to your team immediately. However, they can only play 5 games. After those 5 games, they get released. Now, if it's in the postseason and we can't release them or drop them, then they'll just get nerfed all the way down to where they basically can't play. So these are the 5 schools this year for our March Madness promo. If you know, last year we had other schools. We had North Carolina, Indiana, Duke. What else did we have, chat? I think did we have UConn in there? Yeah, Duke, UConn. And I feel like it's one more that I'm missing. But yeah, and Kentucky, yes, Kentucky. Must not be an active player in the 2K Wave League. Basically, what that means is if we are in the modern era, you can't choose somebody that's already in our league right now in this era. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, chat? So we've got Michigan Wolverines, go blue, all that type shit. You know what I mean? Kansas University. What's they? The Jayhawks. Then we got the Florida Gators. We got the USC Trojans. And then we got the Villanova Wildcats. Looks like we're good. All right. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Up first, the coach cards. Which one of these cards are y'all favorite? Which one has y'all favorite card art? And if you're watching this recording, you could just skip through the banter that we have. If you wanted to get it live, then you just should have been here. That's all I could really say. Auntie Dawn. LSU. Kim be putting that shit on, don't she? All right. Starting from the left, Coach Gino, 50 CPU tendencies. 50 CPU tendos. Kim definitely be putting that shit on. But anyway, 50 CPU tendos. And then to the right of Coach Gino, who Gino is, he a dog, man. He a dog. That's fine. That's your opinion, Kaylee. I think she be putting that shit on. So you can say no, I can say yes. Coach Calhoun, Jim Calhoun, UConn. Max durability for 2 players on your team. Listen closely. Max durability for 2 players on your team, but choose 2 body parts and nerf the durability on them specifically. So everything else is maxed out, but those 2 body parts. So completely maxed out, but those 2 body parts will be nerfed. That's Coach Calhoun. Up next is Auntie Dawn Staley. Unlock all signature animations for 1 CPU player. So what that means is that allows you to change their jump shot, their that other part of the jump shots, like go-to shot, um, uh, layup, dunk package, dribble package, uh, all of that, all the SIGs for one CPU player. Up next, we got Coach Kim Mulkey. She be putting that shit on. This card. Make your team immune from attacks for one full season, or from the time you play it, your team becomes immune for the rest of the season and playoffs. However, during this time frame, you cannot attack anyone else with any cards either. Coach Mulkey card. You go immune, that's cool, but you can't throw shots on the other side. Coach Mulkey card. Again, if you have questions about any chats, if you have questions about any cards, put them in the chat. Up next, Coach Roy. Roy. Coach Roy Williams. Play this card, and for the next stream, no users can play. Build your lineup however you want within the guidelines of the 2K Wave League, but no users can play. So what that means is when this card gets played, all users need to be on the bench. This does not affect Wave League Lite users, so you could still play them, but all other users will need to be benched. That is the Coach Roy card. Last but not least, Wooden the GOAT. Coach Wooden. If you don't know about Coach Wooden, man, that nigga is clouded up, G. That nigga has so many dubs. It's crazy. Coach Wooden, 25 badge upgrades. 25 badge upgrades. So that's what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. That's at least 6 badges up to Hall of Fame, like instantly, if you do it that way. Coach Wooden, any questions? Any questions on any of these cards, chat? I feel like I don't know if maybe I'm just explaining it good, but I feel like the fact that we ain't had no questions is kind of scaring me. All right, let's keep it moving. We got the player cards. Which one of these are y'all favorite card art? Mine's will probably be I really like the A'ja Wilson one. I like the Villanova joint. I actually didn't do a good job on this one here because that background is still showing through, but it doesn't fucking matter, man. I like the Juju Watson. This one kind of funny because he really ain't doing shit, but he just like looking kind of crazy. Shout out to Kemba Walker as well. That nigga nice. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Top left, A'ja Wilson. This is for forwards and centers only. Plus 20 post control, post hook, post fade, and shot close. Forwards and centers only. If this card is played on a South Carolina alum, then they'll also get legend, post up poet, post powerhouse, and they'll have the ability to change their post signature, SIGs. I call them SIGs. SIGs, signature, animations, whatever. SIGs. That is the A'ja Wilson card. Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat. Juju Watkins. This is for guards only. Plus 25-3. Nobody getting that? CG Blood. I ain't gonna spoil it. Plus 25 to the 3-pointer for guards only. And if it is a USC alum, then they get limitless range and dead eye. Legend level. Limitless range and dead eye. Up next, Tyler Hansbrough. Mr. Hands. Forwards and centers only. And I'm reading this off of the Stream Loose description, so all of this should be there for y'all as well. Plus 20 offensive rebounding, plus 20 defensive rebounding. North Carolina alum gets legend, box out beast, and rebound chaser. Niggas is Kemba Walker trying to see me pitfall. Shout out to Wale. That's one of his better bars. Kemba Walker. Guards only. Plus 20 to the ball handle skill. And if the player is a UConn alum, you get 2 legend badges for any playmaking, for under the playmaking category for badges. 2 of those, you could turn them legend. Up next, we got the truth. The truth. Paul motherfucking Pierce. I'm looking for his card. Like, where you at? This allows you to change jump shot sigs. So, like free throw, go-to shot, dribble pull-up, spin jumper, hop jumper, etc. Stuff like that. The Paul Pierce card make you drunk. That's funny. Up next, we got the Christian Laettner card for forwards only. Plus 10 interior defense and plus 10 to the block. And if the player is a Duke alum, you get legend immovable enforcer and legend post lockdown. Now we're going to go from right to left. Florida. Shout out to Joakim and Al Horford. Choose 2 players on your team. One player will get plus 20 hustle and strength. The other player will get plus 20 stamina and vertical. Yes, primary position only, Big Stupid. Yes. Primary position only. So that's the dynamic duo card. Choose 2 players on your team. One player will get plus 20 hustle and strength. The other player will get plus 20 stamina and vertical. Another friendly reminder with these, you can't use your card to help your user teammate. They must handle themselves. If it's Wave League Light, you could do that. But for example, Shane plays this card. He can't pick Big Stupid as the other player. Now to the left of them, we've got number 41 himself, Glenn Rice. This is a very easy one. It's just 5 hot spots. But if it's a Michigan alum, then they get legend, shifty shooter, and slippery off ball. So for those out there still needing hot spots, got you covered. Now, this is actually one of my favorite cards. Stephen Smith. I don't know if anybody has saw. This is the bad sport card. I don't know if anybody saw that Netflix doc about what he was doing, but this is where this card is going to go. Play this card before the next stream. So similar to how you have to play it at least one stream, before for it to go into effect. Same shit. You play this card before the next set of games or next stream. This will open Wave League Vegas. Let me start over. Play this card before the next stream. This will open Wave League Vegas. Everyone in the league must place at least one bet and wager all of their Wave League points except for you. You are free to bet however you want. The rest of the league must place one bet and wager all of their Wave League points. All. So whatever your balance looks like, that's what you have to just, but you only have to place one bet. You don't have to make no parlays. You don't have to do all the extras. You literally just pick one bet. One bet. That's it. Just one bet. Now, on this stream, there will be these will be clean games. Ain't gonna be no, all right, I don't know if I could bet on them because they got players benched and woo this and that. So on this stream, these are going to be clean games. No hanky panky, no funny shit, no bullshit. So that way everybody is abreast to know who they're betting on. I will still make the props, but there'll be enough props for you to choose which one you feel like is the easiest to win off of. But that is the bad sport card. To the left, we got the homie himself, John Weezy, John Wall. Guards only, plus 20 vertical, plus 20 driving dunk, and a one-time dunk layup package change. If this player that you play this card for is a Kentucky alum, they will also get 2 legend badges under the inside scoring category. I'm talking a lot, chat. Do we have any questions? Or are we good? I can keep rolling. I don't see any questions in chat, so I'm assuming we good. Up next. This is the Nova Boys card. Listen clearly here. Choose 3 other teams in the league and run a 3v3 gauntlet. Each game you win gets you 20 addies and 2 legend badges. If you lose at any time on the gauntlet, your winnings go to whoever you lost to. If you clear the gauntlet, you get a March Madness wheel spin. Yes, there is y'all know how we get down with the wheel spins. There is a March Madness wheel spin. It's already created and it's already in my Google Doc. So there won't be any lags once these cards come out and you play it and you got to wait 2 weeks to get it. So it's locked and loaded. Duo teams must run together. So for example, Fat Izzy and then they pick one more. Big Stupid, Shane, and then they pick one more. Rod's great when they pick one more. You get it. Solos could pick any teammate. So for example, me, Ralph, Simmons, Joe, SGA, Smokey Rowe. Duo teams must run together. Solos can pick any CPU teammate. Yeah, so that's what that's the Nova Boys card. All right. Up next, we got the forwards and I'm tweaking. We got Stewie 4 times. This is for forwards and centers only. 20 legend badges. Yes, 20 legend badges. It might not be that bad this time, Fat, because we're not doing half court. It's gonna be quick games, by the way. It's gonna be full court, and it's probably just gonna be till 11. So it might not be as bad. That's my hope. We'll see. It's not gonna be a lot of these cards, so at the very least, you'll have to watch it only a few times. 20 legend badges for one player, but you must wipe all other badges. And then no other badges can be added to that player for the rest of the season. If it's a UConn alum, they get an extra 5. So you gotta pick your poison. Do you like your badges spread out? Or do you just want to rock with 20 legend badges straight up? 25 if it's a UConn alum. Now to the left of that, we've got Simone Augustus. This is for guards and forwards only. Change dribble SIGs for one player on your team. Facts, you know ball fat. Change dribble SIGs for one player on your team. If it's a LSU alum, they get an extra 10 badge upgrades. Any questions on these cards before we move forward? All right. I think it's time to get into sets, I believe. Yes. We're on to the sets. Collect all the school cards and you get 3 March Madness wheel spins. Collect the Mob Bookie card along with the Bad Sport card, and you give out 20 forced wins. Michigan and Glenn Rice, you get 100K Wave League points. Kansas and Paul Pierce, you get 300 Wave Pass tickets. Let me know if there's any questions relevant to the promo in the chat. Please type them in and I will address them. If it is not relevant to the promo, I'm not addressing them while I'm recording this video. Specifically, Jimmy Butler questions. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Any questions on these? All right, looks like we good. I don't even know what school Jimmy Butler went to anyway. Big Soup is so mad. He's so mad. Oh, he went to Marquette? Dang, that would have been a nice card with him and D Wade. That's a good question, Big Stupid. Because if you go into the negatives, man, you'd be fucked, huh? That's a good question. I'll have to think on that one. I have to think on that one. What y'all think? What y'all think, Chet? We'll address that. We'll come back to that after the recording. All right. The UConn set. Both coaches, both players. 3 ultimate fixed at jumpers. Now you might be like, what the hell is an ultimate fixed at jumper? Well, I'm here to tell you. An ultimate fixed at jumper gives you the ability to give that player any jumper regardless of height. Regardless of height, they can have any jump shot. I figured out a way. I mean, I already knew how to do it. I just never wanted to put it in rotation. Damn, that's tough because Melo jump shots on 2K is not it. So kind of, I hate that you always pick him. His jump shot on 2K is not it, gang. So that's the ultimate fix that jumper. I think I actually might have forgotten one, but the Florida set max hustle, durability, strength for 5 players on your team. Max hustle, durability, strength for 5 players on your team. The USC set 50 resource packs. 50 resource packs. Free. 50. I gotta stop saying that is really becoming to be a bad habit. Also, for that ultimate fix that jumper, once you change it, you cannot change it again. It is stuck for the rest of the season. So when you use them, be wary. It's stuck for the rest of the season. Also, these sets cannot be shared between you and your teammate. You must complete that set on your own. Villanova and the Nova Boys, +3 overall to 5 players on your team. I think there's one more slide for sets. There's a lot of sets this year. Yep, I think this is the last one. Collect all the coach cards and you get 20 legend badges, 100 staff addies, 25 staff badge upgrades. No, you could always only redeem one set. I think that's how it's always been, but I also don't think we've ever had the question come up. So that is a good question. You can only redeem the set once. 20 legend badges, 100 staff addies, and 25 staff badge upgrades. The South Carolina set, 100 physical addies. The LSU set, 3 wave pass level skips. 3 wave pass level skips. Big Stupid, I would say if you want to redeem it twice, that's what you got a teammate for. And then the North Carolina set is +3 overall to all ACC alumni on your team. Any questions about any of the sets? Big Stupid is asking the good questions here. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like that. But see, that's how you do it, Big Stupid. If you get me on recording saying one thing, then, that's what we're going to go with. And it's way better to do that rather than to try to feel like you got a loophole or a one-up, and then we got to have a whole discourse on stream. Appreciate it, Big Buck. Man, we do this shit. We as far as stream loops go, we 2-3 years in on this joint. You should have seen previous promos we've done. Heroes and villains. Oh boy, man. But yeah, we go crazy, bro. We go crazy. Up next, these are the cards that are actually in packs. These are the cards that you can obtain simply by purchasing packs or opening packs for those that still have free ones. Yes, if you've got a coupon, definitely let me know in your team comms. Appreciate that, Big Buck. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that, man. For real, for real. For real, for real, for real. A lot of thought does go into these. That's for sure. But these are the cards that are actually in packs. Now, these are the cards that are craftable only. These cards you can only obtain these by destroying cards, getting resources, or purchasing resource packs to destroy the cards. Shout out to Big Stupid for the idea. And then you can use those resources to build these cards. So these cards you will not see in packs. These will only be attainable through building them. Will there be another set piece? Yes. So you might have saw it if we go back here. So this here, actually, I think this was going to be the resource card. Yeah, there'll be a set piece. There'll be a set piece as well. There'll be a set piece. I'll whip one up to put in there. There'll be a set piece. Craftable only. Okay, chat. That is the March Madness promo. Do we have any questions before I cut the recording part? I think this might be one of our largest promos. Hey, Big Buck, man, I can't wait to get you in the league, bro. I already know you gonna fuck with it. I already know you gonna fuck with it. I don't know how well that Carmelo Anthony jump shot gonna do, but I already know you gonna fuck with it. I could just see it now. Your team going up against Jimmy Butler team. Oh man. The bracket card, is it 2 per person again? 1 men's, 1 women's? Great questions. Great question. Damn it, I said yes, it will be. It will be 1 men's, 1 women's. Yes, it will be. With there being so many lower power colleges in the league now, will we see cards in the future that don't consist of players from the best historic teams? Could you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, give me an example, Joe. So none of these teams are the same teams we used from last year. So each time we do this, I pick new teams. I mean, there's so many schools to choose from. It's easy to just kind of swap them out. Like last year, again, we had North Carolina, UConn, Kentucky, Duke, and UCLA and Indiana. So last year we actually had 6 school cards. This year we only got 5. I didn't know that. Maybe I should add another card in there. Probably not. But yeah, so every time March Madness roll around, for as long as we'll be doing this, God willing, knock on wood, but for as long as we're doing this, we'll just swap it out with new teams. The fact Georgetown has been slighted the second year in a row is blasphemy. Oh man. Look, listen, there were some honorable mentions. And Georgetown definitely could have gotten a look, but you got USC. #women. All right. Any other questions? No, Georgetown is kind of wild. Shit, maybe that'll be the 6th card. Who knows? Y'all just want that Georgetown and Allen Iverson set combo. Ohio State, yeah, Kaylee waiting on that. She trashed all the other schools because Ohio State ass ain't on that. All right, so I'm assuming ain't no other questions. Did you say are there free pack only cards? I did not. There is no differential. There is no difference. Gotta wait next year for MSU. I did have time as well. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let me cut the recording. All right, chat. This is your 2K Wave League March Madness promo. Quick run through. These are all the cards, the sets, impacts only, craftable only, impacts. If you have any questions, hit the FAQ section in the Discord. You can also put those questions in the comments of this video, I guess, too. Cool. We out.